Happy hour, folks, at the Benta Bar. Let's get into it. So we're going to kick off with Shiner's Dunkelweizen. So this is a dark wheat beer. It's a Dunkel and a wheat.
Wheat beers.
This beer is the 13th in our Brewers Pride series. Think of it as a Hefeweizen with a dark side. Brewed in the, I'm going to butcher this word, Hallertau tradition. Okay. The addition of dark Munich malt gives this coarse filtered beer its distinct amber color with notes of wheat and banana. It's refreshing enough for a hot summer's day or a dark winter's night.
ABV?
The ABV is actually, hang on, let me double check that.
Drum roll, please.
It's 5.6%.
Okay. Question is going to be, what invention do you not care for?
That does have decent color to it. It's not dark, but
it's solidly medium.
Their version of a Dunkel.
It's somewhere between an amber and a brown for sure. My voice is going away.
Who read the question?
Shane did.
What invention do you not care for? That's interesting.
It smells like Shinerbach.
It does.
It looks like Shinerbach.
It looks like, it smells like, it's very similar. But what does it taste like?
Bruh.
It does not taste like Shinerbach. My goodness.
I talk about this constantly, and I think this is probably the clearest example we've ever had. Copper as a note on a beer, the difference between a Shiner and like a coppery-ass Shiner, this is it.
Yeah. I think this is more copper than a Bach. Is that what you're...
This is not wheat.
No, it's a Dunkel.
Yeah, it is. It's a dark wheat.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Wheat.
Yep.
I
like wheat.
Man, there's something different here.
And I like the smell.
I think this is the first dark wheat I've ever had.
Yeah.
And it's so much better than just a regular wheat beer.
Rating?
It's good, all right.
That's different.
Yeah, sure. I like it.
There's a lot going on.
Toby's daughter agrees.
Yeah, apparently she does. I'm going to go with a 7. I think that's pretty great.
Dunkelweizen.
It's light. It's what the bottle says. It's good enough for a summer day, but a dark winter's night.
I was going to go the same. 7.
I'm actually...
I like wheat beer.
I'm not the biggest wheat fan. So some of that is a little too harsh for me, maybe.
Okay.
I still really appreciate it. I do want a Dunkelweizen to be a little darker than this. It is a little too close to the Shinerbach. I really appreciate the copper aspect too.
Okay.
Like, it's beautifully done. I'm still going to say 6.
Okay.
I think it's good. I don't think it's quite great. Maybe if you catch me in the right mood, yeah, it would be great. But
on the end of the drink of this beer, does something peppery not hit you?
A little bit.
Okay.
I mean, that's a dark grain, I think, in like wheat.
Right. Okay.
Wheat's like stabbiness.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the only way I know how to stabbiness. It's the only thing I can say with wheat. I'm going to answer this question real quick. Invention I don't care for is, don't laugh at me, you guys. It's not a joke. But the salad tosser, I really don't get it. I don't get it. I feel like when you're using that, you're actually throwing a lot of the salad dressing off of the salad onto like the outer edges.
The bowl or the whatever.
Yeah, you're more evenly coating, but you're losing quite a bit. Plus, you've got this big ass cleanup of this giant bowl with. No, I'm not a salad tosser type of person, even though I do toss salads. Go ahead. with your responses.
I ain't much on tossing salad, but I'll tell you what, it wouldn't hurt my feelings none if you motherfuckers quit making them damn dildos, so some of the older guys get a little more scratch. You know what I'm saying?
What are you doing in there? I'm
Put
taking
all
a
that
shit.
shit up, man. Quit making it. Yeah.
Not my
in a
life,
minute.
but I understand.
Hey, I'm just saying,
That's a difficult question for me to answer because every invention has something that is supposed to make something easier or better. Man.
Dude, I got one for you. How about AI art generators? I fucking hate it.
Chat. AI chat.
Hate it.
Think about
I'm going to go with the AI chat stuff because the sentences, the everything about it. I give you that. Some AI stuff. That's horrible.
If you're taking away from what we should be enjoying our lives doing, so like, I could write poetry. I can make a piece of art. That's what I'm supposed to do in my downtime and enjoy myself. It's a hobby. But suddenly, AI is doing it when AI could be doing my fucking job and paying me, you know, because...
Think about how many inventions that have come along in my time. Just think about that. When I was a kid, we didn't have color TV.
Yeah.
No cable. TV went off at midnight.
Yeah.
So much has changed. Why and how? It's a question. There's so
and from
many
your
things.
generation to our generation,
yes,
it's happened so fast than previous generations.
And the question becomes, have you seen the profits from all of those?
No, I haven't seen a fucking thing.
I think we have our answers then.
Other than being able to watch TV every night, all night long, or shit like that. No, I haven't seen a penny from it. But I watched it evolve.
Are you 106 years old?
Not quite.
Is it your birthday?
No.
Well, happy 106th birthday regardless, because
it's a shiner.
It's a happy birthday beer.
Well, I'll be damned. Let's have another one.
Chocolate stout.
With twist off lids so that you can get the beer out.
Question. What's the last thing you recall making you nauseous?
Oh my gosh.
Interesting. I got a good answer for that.
I do too.
That's a little darker.
This one is much darker. It's called
Nice.
Chocolate Birthday Beer.
Chocolate birthday. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
It's technically a stout.
That's
There's a lot of spit in my
like.
mouth when I said that.
Yeah.
That smells exact.
Yeah.
Exact. Yeah.
Jack.
That smells exactly like chocolate icing.
Yes, sir. Chocolate cake.
Yeah. That's accurate as fuck.
Close your eyes and smell it. It's fucking chocolate cake right
Maybe
there.
a little boozy, but that's a cupcake for damn sure.
Yeah. You know those I think they're like triple chocolate cupcakes or like chocolate chip cupcakes you can get at Walmart.
That's a surprise.
No icing or anything on them. It's just a muffin basically.
It's the cake.
There we go. Not a cupcake, but a muffin. It tastes like those chocolate chip muffins.
And the chocolate's not too heavy either.
No, it's not heavy.
Some of them have, that you drink are heavy as fuck. It's like, man, like syrup.
And if that is too much for you, this is perfect. This is medium bodied. And what it honestly reminds me of is like if you had a chocolate soda. A chocolate soda.
Okay.
This is it.
That's nice.
It's hard to complain about. It's not something I'm going to reach for all the time. I do think it's brilliantly done. I'm not going to go overboard on it though because I've had it around plenty of nights. 6.
Okay.
I could see going higher for sure, but
I think you're right on par with that. I'm going to go a little bit under. I'm going to go a 5. It's decent. It's drinkable. I don't see drinking more than one. I don't want a dessert flavor in my beer, I guess. So I'm gonna go 5.
But again, though, what Eric said is if you're chasing like a dessert beer that doesn't have like that super heavy body on it, you just want a light drinkability sort of thing, you're getting it here.
And that's fair.
It's not fair.
And I'm going to go with a 7 on that because I've had others, similar. The s'mores, that were just heavy as shit. You can almost stand a spoon up in it. This is decent.
It really is it's a nice in between. Like it's cake and it's icing at the same time. So that middle ground that you get when you're eating a good cake, it's there. It's not overdone. It's not too rich. It's not too soft. It's
pretty nice.
Yeah, for sure.
So our question for this: what's the last thing you recall making you nauseous?
My answer would be a stomach bug.
Okay,
and that's the last thing I recall. I was sick to my stomach. I had to take my wife. She'd been pregnant twice and had horrible pregnancies where she was nauseous constantly. So we already had the nausea pills.
Okay.
But then you throw the cancer stuff on top of it. There's no shortage of nausea pills around here. I was used to, as a kid, you had the suppositories. I can't think of what they're called. Finnegan. Yeah. Finnegan suppositories just right up the ass and suddenly you're okay. Maybe that's off color, but damn, putting something up your ass made you feel good as a kid. Yep. Now as an adult, I can put this thing on my tongue. It dissolves real quick, and suddenly the stomach bug, nothing at all.
Huh.
But I was nauseous as fuck to begin with.
My
daughter agrees.
Mine will be medication.
Okay.
I started this diet medicine, and when I first started it, it shit sent me for a whirl.
To the third world?
For a world.
For a world.
Sent me for a loop.
About to say, damn.
I had to, what's a good word for it? Adjust. My body had to adjust to it. I drove around for the first 2 days, nauseous as shit, dizzy. I still had to do my job.
Yeah.
But it's leveled out now, so.
Mine would be, I hate stomach bugs. I hate being nauseous. Like I hate it. I'm going to say my vertigo, my positional vertigo. Yeah, it's pretty bad. When you wake up, you're laying in bed and you feel just fine, but you stand up and you're almost falling to the floor. And then you're just nauseous until you lay back down and get into the same position you were in because of your equilibrium being off. But yeah, that would be mine, is vertigo.
And I want to point something out. If you're noticing, it's a table of beer drinkers, and the last time we were nauseous, none of us said anything to do with drinking alcohol.
I almost did.
Wine drinkers.
I don't think it.
You essentially double your alcohol intake. It's really hard to drink wine throughout the night unless you are chasing it with something else. You gotta have like a soda in between or water in between. And if you're a liquor drinker, you're really fucking playing with fire. But as a beer drinker, for the most part, unless you're drinking the mud, you're good to go. You're gonna be all right. You start peeing a lot, you start feeling real buzzed, and then you're sleepy, and you're done.
Yeah.
So, I would push for beer as your main mechanism of drinking versus wine or liquor, because those are way higher in the ABV.
So our next beer up in this lineup is the Kosmos Reserve.
Kosmos.
And so before I read this, I believe Kosmos was the original brewer of Shiner, the original brewmaster. But this says Kosmos Spetzel, I don't know how to say that name.
Spetzel.
Knew how to brew great beer. Born in Bavaria, Kosmos' mastery of German brewing carried him as far as Egypt before he found his way to the small Texas town of Shiner, Our proud brewery still carries his name and commitment to excellence in brewing. This full-flavored, hop-jacked lager is every bit as unique as the man himself, and our way of saluting the brewmaster who started it all.
What's
So
the
this
ABV?
is a lager. Go ahead.
What's the ABV?
The ABV is 5%.
I will say,
So it's an original lager.
German, Egyptian, American. That kind of that's Shiner to me in a nutshell. Do y'all want to join on the sides? You can taste the beers and drink. Y'all good over
I
there?
used to love
Sure,
this
I'll
one.
join. You know, I've always got something to say.
Come on.
Join in.
The first 6-pack
Just keep your mouth shut.
of Shiner mixed beers. This is what I remember liking.
Yeah.
Is this Kosmos Reserve?
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about it.
We're
It's
going
just,
to the Cosmos.
and I hope I remember right here what it was that I enjoyed about this
Bear.
beer.
Martin, whatever you got. It's
It's
fine.
got to be better than Blue Sequels.
Our question is, what's the wildest story you've heard about the filming of a movie?
What's that quote? What's the wildest story?
Yeah, you've heard about the filming of a movie.
Can I start?
Smells hoppy, by the way.
What?
It smells hoppy, but
Gently.
it smells.
Gentle.
I don't know if that's vanilla or what that is that I smell on that as well. But hey,
I'm
let's
sure
get
I
into
can
it.
taste or smell nothing.
Where's
but
that
vanilla,
fucking
'cause I've been
bottle
drinking
at?
Crown
Hey,
Vanilla.
let me have that bottle back over there.
I would call this worldly.
Okay, there is a little bit of a vanilla scent in it. You're right,
Yeah.
Toby. For once in your life.
So it's got the German clean thing going on.
It does.
It's that Egyptian exotic thing that's happening, and it does still feel American at the end of the like. It's kind of beautiful.
But again, it's. I still feel like this is one of Shiner's best beers that is not on the market.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I will say, by the way, we haven't mentioned all 6 of these came from. Shiner did one of the most unique things I've ever seen, which is called Home for the Holidays.
That's fucking
They had a
delicious.
12-pack
Oh,
over the holidays
That's-
where all 12 beers were different beers. So you could buy a 12-pack and each one is a different beer that's, I mean, it wasn't flagship. It wasn't Shiner Bock. It wasn't White Wing. It wasn't, these are brews you don't normally see out of this
Right.
brewery anymore. They really...
And this Cosmos Reserve should have never went away, in my opinion.
I agree. It reminds me of the 1909. It's just
Yeah,
a really,
they did have a 1909.
really good
Yeah.
fucking beer that...
But they quit. They came out with the Ruby Redbird.
Yeah.
That should not be in the variety
I
pack.
don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about.
The Ruby Redbird is their grapefruit beer.
Yeah, it's a
I'll
grapefruit
take your
beer.
word on it.
And it should not even be a thing. Grapefruit
Your wife thought that was
shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah, she
It's the
has-
nastiest
yeah.
stuff.
She don't fuck up. She'll start
No.
snorting in a minute.
But this is what
This-
beer should be.
Yeah, this is an 8 for me.
This, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm not a beer person, but it's not my first choice.
Mm.
But I mean, I kind of feel like I could sip this in the summer by the pool, on a hike. Not that I hike.
Well, it's
We know that.
it's pretty hoppy.
Or,
That's the thing I can
in
see
the
Tony-
winter,
Tony
in the
was off of
winter,
it. It is pretty hoppy.
when you're
I'm-
chilling with your family because you don't go outside because it's cold,
And I can't say it's flawless or perfect either, though. And that's the great thing about it is something
It's
shouldn't
just a great beer. Yeah.
I say it's an 8.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
6.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I think it's
I
an 8.
reckon.
I think it's
And,
special.
but
It should
I'm
be on
one of
shelves.
those dark beer kind of guys. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's not bad.
I feel that.
It's pretty good.
So, the wildest story about the filming of a movie.
The thing that immediately pops into my head, just because I'm sure some people are going to go some places, but I'm going to go to Sling Blade, is the fact that the little boy in the movie had not heard Carl Childers or Billy Bob Thornton's voice in that film until they filmed the very first scene that he's in. So when you see on camera Carl meeting little dude, that's a genuine reaction. He's not, he's not heard that voice before. The only other thing that comes to mind is Lonesome Dove. The original casting for Lonesome Dove had Tommy Lee Jones and Robert Duvall in opposite positions.
Oh no!
I've heard
And
that.
that would be. I could see how, like, as a casting, if you've read the book, it kind of makes sense. But what they did with that film, that series, whatever you want to call it, it just works so much better the other way. And Robert Duvall actually called up to the people who were handling it and said, "Look, this is great. I want to be part of it, but we need to switch." And Tommy Lee Jones actually agreed to it, and they made magic happen. That's
Wow.
That's all I think about when this kind of sort of question comes up.
To me, I think the most disturbing, like, behind the scenes or, like, on set story I've heard is The Last Tango in Paris with Marlon Brando, and I forget the actress's name. But in the film, there's a sex scene where she's younger, he's older, and I think he's in either a priest or something. I don't want to, give wrong information, but he's in, and he spreads butter on her. I don't know which orifice.
All right.
There's a sex scene.
Now we're talking here.
So
you just woke me up.
You're
Keep on.
watching the movie, and it's just a normal, like, foreign film sex scene. But it turns out the actress did not know that was going to happen at all.
That she was going to get butter on her
was
boob?
gonna get
How in the fuck she
buttered
didn't
up
know that?
No offense.
Did she
to
like
anybody,
it?
But I don't think so, because she's had some negative things to say about
Oh,
it.
okay.
So,
I think why
like, to me, I mean, if you're gonna do that for a
You know
film,
what I got to say?
I know there's films where they've done sex scenes that's not porn, where they've done, like, Chloe Sevigny has done.
Yeah.
This what
oral
I've got.
sex scene where she actually does it.
I know. Yeah.
So I mean, but if you're not gonna tell the person, that's a little bit. That's sexual assault.
But
Dude.
listen,
Like, I understand it was the 70s or whatever, but I mean, that to me, that's
better
the most
with their
disturbing.
bonnet on it.
I'm gonna make everyone
What?
feel better.
Everything tastes better. with
So
their
mine was
bonnet
going to be...
Eric, oh my god.
So hold up.
I've never
let me
mind
get
blue
this
bonnet
out
butter
before we-
again.
on.
Damn
I'm just
it.
saying.
Before we move on, let me get this out. Why women hate men, right? Why some women hate men. It's because I hear that story. I understand the significance and the ridiculousness of what we're saying. But my brain thinks I've never thought to put butter on it, and I'm totally going to do it now.
You know what? I haven't either, but by God,
Like, it's just,
Here it comes.
I've seen the movie.
I'm going to get stick butter,
and
by
it is-
God.
It's an odd,
Excuse
me, it's an odd scene.
I bet it tastes good.
Mamo makes comments that you
I
embarrass.
don't give a shit.
Eric will embarrass you.
All right.
Okay. You going to get it rounded out?
Yep. I'll round that bitch out.
Churn my butter.
I'm sorry.
I'm here.
Wildest story
Can
you've
we
heard
just
about
talk
filming
about,
of a
like,
movie?
the roundness of our family?
Well, they have to answer their question.
Mine would have to
We're talking
be
about
the
this
Wizard of
now.
Oz shit. I never knew that there were
Why are we
people
like
died
this?
that were hung in that movie until I actually went back and watched that shit. And
What movie?
little old munchkins was hanging up in
See,
there.
that's what I was going to say.
I always thought that was a myth.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Mine,
No, it is
It's true.
mine was going to be The Crow, and the fact that Brandon Lee died pretty much the same way his father died. With
I think
these-
that was a setup.
At least that's
I
what
think
I was
that
told.
yeah.
I still
Where
love
they're
that
both
movie.
shot
The Crow
within
movies?
filming
Oh my gosh.
movies or something like that.
You know they're remaking that,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
not going to be as good.
At
Why
the-
are they remaking?
So-
At the end of a night of drinking, I will take ibuprofen
Mhm.
as part of, like, helps me hydrate, helps me sleep, not be whatever. So I take an antacid, I take ibuprofen, I drink like a glass full of water. That keeps me from being hungover the next day. But every time I do it, I think, you took homie out with, like, ibuprofen. Like he had an allergic reaction. I'm not talking about the son. I'm talking about Bruce.
Oh yeah.
Because Bruce, like it was just an allergic reaction to
Was it really?
ibuprofen. Yeah, it may have
Really?
been. It may have been like a caffeinated
What
sort of
the
ibuprofen.
fuck,
It was
man?
headache medicine
Huh.
that he took, and just he died.
Damn.
You sure
That's
that damn
insane.
Chink Mafia didn't?
Wow.
Chink Mafia.
Didn't right around the time Bruce Lee died, wasn't that S. Hang Noir from who actually lived through the killing fields in Cambodia and was in the movie The Killing Fields and won an Oscar? He was murdered. So wasn't there like some
How the
Asian?
hell do you even know this?
So wasn't there?
I don't
some
even know the
Asian-
I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
There
Bruce.
was some Asian
Bruce was
like,
convinced
mafia.
that
hate
the
going
chi
on.
or whatever of his house was off.
Yes.
And was it not a hurricane? Maybe it was a hurricane.
Huh.
Something came through and blew like the little thing off the front of the
Well-
house that they had. Toby didn't know he was going down a rabbit hole here.
Well,
man.
he didn't.
Be water, my
I
friend.
did not.
Yeah, he didn't. They did
So-
not. They did not like it because he was teaching the Westerners his.
Yes,
see,
that
that's
is
true.
true.
Okay.
What happened to that, by the way? Why do we
But
not have
S.
like
Hang,
awesome?
S. Hang Noir was murdered
karate
because
films
he was
anymore?
so vocal about what happened in the killing fields of Cambodia.
Music industry.
So the mafia took him
television
out.
I'm going to try to look like Brian for a second here.
Wow. He's just jealous that he's not feeling himself like you are. Well, I mean, there's that too. Shiner Homespun Cream Ale is up next.
Toby,
This
I've had
one-
a long day.
Somebody been doing more than drinking.
Heck, where is it?
My
I'm looking for
cousin gave me
ABV. I'm not
a
getting there.
It's on the front
I've been
side.
having a hard time.
One of the sides.
5%, just straight 5%.
Got that cream out?
5.0.
Yeah, it's a lot of words back here.
My
Cream.
Aunt Kissy just got me emotional when I've been having a
I
hard
will
time.
go ahead and tell you off the top of my head, this does not taste like
She gets me emotional all the time.
cream soda. If you see this and think cream soda, no.
Tony,
No,
that
it's a
out.
beer
I want
version
people
of
to
It's a
see.
beer.
cream ale. It's not cream soda. It's a cream
Yeah,
ale.
cream ale.
It's completely different.
So it's going to be soft for a beer, but it's not a cream soda.
Did you get some?
No, I didn't.
You want some of that? I reckon you do.
See, that's pretty.
What about you? You like to
Our
drink
question
that
for
stuff.
this beer is: what's your favorite kind of cookie? Cookie thumper.
Oh,
but we'll.
Meatloaf.
I'm not answering that yet.
Are we talking homemade or are we talking?
We're talking cookie.
package?
We're talking cookie. Period.
We talking
made in the
cookie.
closet with ain't showered
Hey,
in wheat
look.
panties.
Cookie.
That
cookie.
kind of cookie.
I have to go with either
Cookie.
oatmeal.
We'll answer that in a
raisin
minute. Hey, we'll answer that in a minute. Hold
Just
your.
let her talk. Oatmeal raisin.
Hey.
/ Nutter butter.
Nutter butter. All right.
Nutter butter.
Double
Hey.
Nutter butter.
Hey.
I think she's a little loaded tonight.
Have you ever had the chocolate
I
covered
hope
nutter
so.
butters?
No.
Maybe my little pull out here. I see some action.
Yeah. Hey, you hear doing
hot
Bad
right now?
Springs? Don't think nothing about it.
Nobody
She's high right
cares.
now. You need
She
to
look
get
like
her-
everything, ain't she?
You need to get her some
So-
chocolate covered nutter butters.
What? I ain't going out. Shit.
I ain't covered in chocolate. I ain't got it
I
like
can
that.
chocolate those nutter butters for her, but I ain't going
I kinda
out.
have-
Not white chocolate. It's not
I
white
kind of have a
chocolate.
two-part answer to the cookie question.
What about
What's your
beer?
Oh, the beer is good.
All right,
The
so
beer has a
cream ale.
nice, smooth, not
You
too
don't even know what
sweet,
you're trying to say.
Not too
Oh, I
sweet,
like that
not
one.
too
What is that
hoppy flavor. It's light. It's not too heavy.
Yes.
I like.
What's a hoppy flavor to you, Brian?
Homespun cream.
Don't
Hoppy.
give him a hard time.
What's a
'cause
hoppy
he's-
flavor?
I was a
he's-
bartender. You're not gonna outdo me.
What's a hoppy flavor to you?
Rest in
trying to take
peace.
advantage of the fact that I'm
You looking at a
12 shots deep.
You're looking at the
round.
side of a camera and can't nobody see you.
Oh.
It's all good, man.
Anyway,
Sorry.
back to my question. The beer, like I said, what I just said.
That's not a question. That's a statement.
That one
It's
I
the
like.
cookie.
That one's good.
Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookie.
That-
the chewy
what if that
ones.
ain't the kind of cookie we're talking about?
Your brother's drunk and
Okay,
giving you a hard
well,
time. And
What if
I'm
we're
bothered.
talking about?
Anyway,
What if
I
we're talking
don't
about the
do
cookie?
that.
Exactly.
So I can't answer on that.
You don't know
part.
anything about that cookie. Thumper.
So chocolate chip cookie, I guess. Chips Ahoy Chewy have a special place in my heart because it was always in my grandparents' kitchen cabinet. But also either the roll that
This
are
got derailed.
pre-cut.
This is part of my fault this time.
Yeah.
It either got pre-cut or then like the tube or the box of either the jack-o'-lantern pumpkin Halloween sugar cookies or the Christmas tree.
See,
Because me and Grandma used to put
What the fuck?
I don't know why, it's
Was
just that
that?
magical time of year when the holidays come as a kid. Me and Grandma just pulling it out of the package and putting it, and me, watching it like inflate in the oven of Grandma's oven. And it just, I don't like sugar cookies that much, but that
smells good.
I mean, that's just what.
Smells good.
I think.
But a close third is an oatmeal raisin.
Yes.
Okay, it's 2 oatmeal raisins here then. What you said about the beer is really on point. If you hate hops in beer, you just want to taste the maltiness, the sweetness, the breadiness that comes through in a lot of beers.
Mm-hmm.
It does actually remind me somewhat of like sugar cookies. There's something there. If you're upset about this beer,
That's Toby's new nickname, is sugar cookie.
It's light. It's very light.
for sure.
It's not
Fluffy?
It's not heavy.
Is it fluffy?
It's better than the last cream ale that we had
Oh, I like this.
that tasted like corn.
Yeah.
Is that what you think, sugar cookie?
And actually, I mean, even if you think this does taste like corn,
You don't get to call me sugar cookie.
I think it's still pretty exquisite.
That's weird.
That having been said, I'm gonna sit at a 6 on it. I could drink it all night long and be happy about it. Like if my grandmother gave me this beer, I'd be happy.
Oops.
You know what I mean? If like my
Oopsie.
hardcore beer fan friend gave me this beer, okay, why do you hate me?
I had to get a towel. I got her all wet.
That dang, well, leave some for me. Fuck, it's my old lady. Fuck that
So
mother-
I didn't look at her.
Oh,
Dude,
my old lady.
Why would you do
6
that?
for me as well.
I spilled the drink.
My cookie,
God.
Snickerdoodle.
Jared
I just like the
Springer,
name.
Jared.
Oh,
I like me a
I don't like a
Snickerdoodle.
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 You don't like no Snickerdoodle?
I like snickerdoodle Kush. But
Well,
that's about it.
okay, well, I can't do no Kush, so I'm sorry,
No,
but I'll do
Snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle cookies
I know you used to
Snickerdoodle.
could do some
all the
Kush.
time,
Yes, he could.
all the time.
Snickerdoodle is a great.
Boy, if you only
fucking
knew just
cookie.
what I could do back in the day.
Let,
You see the
like
rating on that beer?
on camera, real quick, 5 seconds. You and Mama used to be crazy as fuck, didn't y'all?
Yep. Back in the day, there wasn't nothing I wouldn't try at least twice.
I think Eric
Oh,
and
yeah.
then Mama was a close second on how
Oh,
crazy
yeah.
y'all ran Grandma and Papa.
Yeah,
was.
chocolate.
They talking about my mother,
Yeah.
Chocolatey.
He
mine
said
and my
mother,
brother.
like he's
Mother.
black.
I
He said
rem-
my mother's brother. We all have the same parents.
No, I said mine and my brother's mother.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he
my
was.
brother's son over there.
I remember
And yeah,
sitting out there at your house and looking out that damn front door window and watching.
I just wanted to answer the question real quick.
Yeah,
Mine's
rate-
got to be a simple chocolate chip. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Chips
and
Ahoy.
rate
All right.
beer.
Huh?
Sitting out
Yeah,
in front of the
rated
house,
beer.
Eric. What'd y'all do?
Six. It's a good beer.
Brian's ready.
Sit there
To
and
be
watch.
clear, I think we'd all agree that certain types of beer drinkers would rate this higher, would rate this beer higher.
Yeah.
If you are opposed to anything hop, that's a really fantastic beer for you.
Yeah, it's good.
So cookies, I'm really surprised. I haven't heard either of my responses here. First up, Mexican wedding
There's another
cookies.
one.
We're talking
Mexican cookies.
yeah, Mexican wedding cookies. These are known by a different name. I just can't think of what they are.
Are they the ones coated in powdered sugar?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, little like
Sandwich?
walnut flour.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, fucking exquisite.
Almond.
Kind of like a pecan shortbread almost,
Yes.
with powdered sugar on it.
Almond.
Yes, almond.
Yes.
So the other thing I would say are no-bake drop cookies, which are primarily made with oats, peanut butter, and chocolate.
That I can get behind.
Shane, that was Grandma's like thing.
I'm well aware. I grew up.
Doing that shit.
I grew up next door to your grandmother with Char behind me, and I would go back there because I was bored, and she would have me baking these no-bake cookies.
This is how good Grandma's no-bake chocolate cookies were. Toby and I, my brother here, you can't see me, our oldest stepsister's youngest son.
That was a lot of fucking information.
Listen, our oldest stepsister's youngest son, Dylan, who is no relation to our grandmother by law.
My grandmother's second cousin, twice removed, three times.
They're so good,
tree fitty,
that when Grandma made him some of those no-bake drop chocolate oatmeal sugar cookies one time, and
have a sister,
Christy. And they're so good that's, a month ago when they visited her in the hospital, he asked, have you baked any of those cookies lately? Like, that's what Grandma's known for. Like, that's how good those cookies were. Like,
so let's demystify some of this. You can find plenty of recipes online. No, you didn't. You didn't take anything away.
That's what I thought.
So take a few cups of rolled oats. Take a cup of peanut butter, a little bit of cocoa, a few cups of sugar, put it all together in a pot, cook it for about 10 minutes, and then just drop onto
baking sheet.
Yeah, a grease baking sheet or parchment paper. Yeah. And just let it cool. And you have some of the most beautiful cookies you're ever going to have in your life, assuming you like peanut butter and chocolate and you're not opposed to oats. Shall we move on?
Side note, you can also add mini marshmallows for an extra flavor.
That's not even fair.
We're going to be here all night if we talk about cookies.
Because we're a fat ass family.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to the
Mostly just
Shiner
Toby.
101. Czech style, Czech style, Czech style. However you want to say it.
Quit apologizing, Brian.
It's a Czech style Pilsner.
You never apologize, and you're apologizing.
It's 4.8%.
You've had a hard week. Chill out, man.
It's a simple things aren't necessarily easy. In fact, when it comes to brewing, it's tough to brew great beer with just a few ingredients. But fear not. At the little brewery in Shiner, we know a thing or two about refining even the most challenging of old world recipes. This Czech style Pilsner is brewed with barley, hops, water, yeast, and 101 years of brewing experience. Here's to sticking to your roots and keeping things simple.
I bet you always got extra points in
He's
school
got
when
a
they got
story.
called on to read some
Always
shit.
got a story.
Because motherfucker, there's a paragraph.
I fucking
you
fell
read the whole
asleep.
Shit.
Toby was an A+ popcorn reader in school.
I fell asleep in the middle of that shit.
I might fail a test, but I'm gonna read
Can
what
you
you want
read
me
that to me
to
again?
teach.
Because I did. I kind of nodded off there. I didn't catch up.
I didn't realize it was going to be that kind of story. I thought it was going to tell more about the
Toby's
beer.
that
I
student
heard
that
the
read the
beginning
story
and
like
the
a
end.
teacher would read the story.
That's so interesting.
With like emphasis and voice and for different sentences and everything.
So what the?
I hate
What?
this right now.
It's over?
Oh my gosh.
I thought it was going to tell more about the beer, and I do that every time with Sam Adams' description.
Pass that to
for
Krista.
sure.
It doesn't really tell anything about the beer. It just
She don't want
tells a
none.
story.
They just bullshit you for a while. Our question
These
is, what's
bottles are beautiful. I love the birthday cake one. That's a beautiful bottle.
Okay.
Shiner does a good job. You can always
I like
tell it's a
this
Shiner
one.
bottle, even though it is so different from one to another. Question: what's the most nervous you've ever been?
I don't want to fucking answer this.
Man, it tastes like I just had this.
I put my nose in it. For
I can
real.
see this
Czech
being a
style.
lot similar to the Cosmos.
That's maybe
Barley, hops, water, and yeast. 100 years of brewing know-how. The perfect Pilsner. That's a Pilsner.
That is a
Kind
hell
of
of a lot.
tangy.
Czech style.
That is a hell of a lot similar to the Kosmos.
That's tangy.
So you're
Tangy.
getting the hop oil.
Tangy.
What the fuck is?
I see that.
What?
4.8%
There's some lemon flavor to it.
ABV.
Like on the roof of your...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's tangy.
It actually smells sweet.
There's a little
It
bit of
smells
lemony.
sweet. It's got a tartness.
Yeah.
Like tangy.
Yeah. I kind of.
It's not horrible.
It smells like donuts.
There's an aftertaste of grapefruit.
I don't get that.
Yeah.
Food?
I hate
Yeah.
grapefruit.
Yeah, not a big
That
fan of
bitterness.
grapefruit myself.
Okay.
Fuck yourself. What?
I said not a big fan of grapefruit myself.
Oh, I thought you said fuck yourself. I was
Husband
gonna
and
say,
wife at the same
I'll
time.
help.
What is wrong with you?
Not a big fan of grapefruit yourself. Okay, I got you now.
See,
Oh, man. So I don't get the grapefruit flavoring. I get lemon out of it. I think this compares to a Mexican lager, but with lemon instead of lime and no salt.
So basically, a Mexican lager that doesn't have any Mexican lager flavors to it. somehow, what you're saying.
Orale.
It's south of the border, but it's white
got
as
it's
fuck.
but it's got lemon to it instead of lime.
See, I don't pick up
like
lemon.
a tart lemon.
I don't
The
remember
scent,
what
yeah,
flavor it is, but it reminds me of a. And I may not even. Shut up. I may. It doesn't taste like copper.
Yeah. So if like
So
the
I
most
don't-
lightly copper thing you can
So-
imagine.
So I only say that
I
because
think
Toby
I'm
told a
wrong.
joke at the hospital when our grandma was in the hospital, so that's why I said copper. So I don't know what flavor
Again.
of, and I'm
Drunk.
probably not saying it right.
Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen.
Oh, yeah.
But it
So it's not
reminds me of
wheat.
the yellow
We should slow down
label
then.
Hefeweizen.
Too late
It
for
kind
that.
of has a similar taste to that to me.
Oh, shit.
It just tastes like
Then again, I'm not a beer connoisseur, so
bad lime.
a little
Okay.
bitter, right?
Yes.
Pithy.
Remember the little candies, the lemon sour candies,
Bad
the
lime.
lemon heads or something?
Yes.
Does it not taste like a lemon head to you?
No.
Really?
Tastes like a bad lime.
It's 100 times more mild. What I'm picking
I
up
was
is
like-
like
I didn't know she ate bad
a
limes.
malt,
It's pity.
a malt,
Pity.
malt beer, like a foreign German European malt with like this baby hint of, and it's really understated too. I think it's being overstated at the table, but like the sour note, it's not salty, but like the baby amount that it's sour punches through a little bit more than it does in the Kosmos Reserve.
Okay.
For sure, but it's so subtle. I think it's still really well balanced. I have to say a 7 on this one. I think it's a great beer.
I'm up there with you. It's a 7. I would rather have the Kosmos, but this is very flavorful, very good.
Well,
I'm gonna say a 5. I wouldn't order it, but wouldn't mind drinking it if it was ordered for me by somebody.
Yeah.
If
Sure.
if this shit right here was in a keg, I'm drinking it all night. That's all I know.
I totally agree. Totally agree on that.
It's like
I'd say
we
about
talk
5.
copper constantly with regard to like pennies or something. I feel like if a dime for some reason, like if you got the copper, if you got the flavor from a dime, like that's where I'm at.
well,
Go ahead, Eric. You do-
I'm going
you
to
do.
say I'm fucking drunk.
It ain't 1 cent pussy. It's
I
dime.
don't give a
Don't be drunk. We have a Hefeweizen coming up.
Yeah, I know,
Especially
but you motherfuckers you're gonna go back on this tape and say, how in the fuck did he manage to do that whole fucking episode with his eyes closed? But anyway,
I shouldn't whip out the third episode on you, is what you're saying.
I don't think I can do the third one.
That's fine.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay.
It was a lot like the other one.
Yeah.
Whatever you call it, Cosmo.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll be right
She's
back.
committing the cardinal
me.
sin.
So, Like I said, I'm a dark man.
Never disappear on
But
a Hefeweizen.
it's not bad.
Go to, if you ever get the opportunity, go to a German fest.
Okay.
Because not only are they going to serve you good beers,
But
they're going to feed you a lot of great...
Asshole. That's what I think of when
You
people
come
say
down,
German.
hey,
Bridesmaid.
come down my
I'll
neck of
feed
the
her
woods,
snake, asshole.
West Texas. That's all you got to do.
As far as the beer goes, beer is a different monster than like Nazism.
In West Texas, they make their bread out of beer. They make, I mean, those Czechs know what the fuck is going on down there. And they have a West Fest every year. West Texas, right down 35.
So would that be comparable to the Germans in Munster, Texas?
That's exactly where
Yes,
they're at.
okay.
Because
Okay.
the
'Cause I know
grains...
You know where
do-
West Texas is. You
Yes.
remember Debbie's cousin.
Yes, Waco and all that area.
Yes,
but also
just
West
north of.
Texas
Yes.
is there.
It's
Yeah.
the town of West.
Texas.
So the
And they-
grains, the hops,
I'm not
the
stupid.
water that all of them
A
use,
lot of bars
You
in
wanna
West.
it's so
too.
similar.
Yep.
The difference is
Willie
the
Nelson,
thing
right
you
down
would
the
point to, which is the freedom
Where'd you
to
go?
do anything else you want
Another
to.
one? God
The
dang,
Czechs,
I'm going to eat some.
They've become
somebody's
popular
crow
because they've
tonight.
been able to do anything they want to. Belgian beers, they'll stick to German purity laws, but where they see like a flaw
I don't
they can
fucking
improve
care.
upon, Germans cannot. They
So
have
Germans
to
are the ones that take like 15
He don't
minutes
care
to pour
either.
beer.
Kind of.
Right. They're like authentic Germans.
Like he pat me on the back.
Don't get me wrong.
Get it, boy.
The beer they've agreed upon in Germany
Just wait
is
for
some of the
later.
most
Good
beautiful
job.
beer you're ever going to
There you
have.
go. See?
See?
Everybody
But if
on
you-
camera just saw that.
If you go next door,
Not just me.
they're doing it better.
I'm on the show. I fucked up for five.
Just saying.
You're not fucking up any vibe,
We're
right?
just
Yeah, you know I'm drunk. I'll be a
Just-
I'll
Just let it be what it is, right? The whole
Let's tell the truth.
this is actually I
Drink
hate
up.
to
You're
This
safe.
This is a
You're
small
safe.
clip insight into what our family is like on a regular basis.
go ahead,
right
Toby.
here.
Say what you want to say, and then I'll say what I want to say, and we'll move
I
on.
don't know what I want to fucking say. I see Eric
Toby's
over
intoxicated.
We're over there.
Eric's over here flirting with his wife.
Toby had a-
and,
Toby had a
I'm
hard
in the
week.
middle of it.
So, the whole thing for me about this show, I know it's going to be hard to edit sound wise,
This is gonna be fun as fuck.
but the thing is, the idea behind the show was you're sitting in a bar with people that you want to be around, and we are there. So it may sound busy, it may look awful because I'm using awful cameras and awful mics and
We've
whatever.
got background noise.
We are, yeah. Toby's daughter is partying her ass off out
Right.
there.
Got a
Hey,
couple
you
over
don't
there
blame my
fucking in the
niece for
corner.
shit.
I'm not
you know.
blaming her.
That is
Have
my
I-
niece.
Have I thrown a fit? No.
Two people
That's
over
what
there
I'm
playing
perfect.
darts.
That's what I'm trying to get at. This is the heart of this show.
If anybody would like to fund the opening of my bar, it's going to be called the Banter Bar.
Your bar? Really?
Our bar.
No, bro. You done let the cat out of the bag now. I'm glad we're at the end of this shit before I figured it out. Let's drink a Hefeweizen. So first time.
Has anybody even answered the fucking question?
No.
What was the question?
What's
the most nervous you've ever been?
Thank you, sir.
Walking
As
into
I want to tell you to go fuck yourself. Thank you.
What is the most nervous of? I don't.
the moment I walked into the delivery room with my wife and our daughter being born.
That is yeah.
Dude, I stood there holding the leg, doing the pumping, well, it sounded really wrong. You know what I'm saying? I did the
Well, that's how
birthing.
they got here.
Yeah.
It's weird, okay? But the most nervous I've ever been, I was intoxicated. I went to a company event.
Plumbing's how they created. That's not how they got here.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
You gotta be crazy to get here.
I was intoxicated. I wasn't thinking about talking in front of people. Surprisingly, I don't. And public speaking, public performance, it's not my forte. It's weird because we're on camera right now, but yeah,
That's a
there's
family
not
thing.
actually 100 people out here. There are, but they're not there. So I'm intoxicated at a company event in the middle of the day. I wasn't expecting it, and suddenly our HR person that I'm sitting there at the table with was like, all right, you're going to lead. You're going to go. When they come around to us, you got to get up and talk in front. There's cameras. This company filmed from different angles, all sorts of things that were happening. And I'm half tipsy because I'm not expecting to get up and talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm supposed to give a lecture about why we answered the way we did and how we can improve our company.
Oh my
And
gosh, no.
I'm not even dressed for the occasion. And I was nervous as fuck. And I realized after the fact, I shouldn't have been nervous about anything. I'm rambling. Sorry. Go ahead. Most nervous.
Me?
Anybody.
It would have to be it just fucking slipped out of my mind. I've gone through some pretty nervous shit this week. Of all things, we've had our kids and everything. I wouldn't say nervous. I would say that was more anxiety. Nervous is having fucking DOT looking over all your fucking trucks, knowing you fixing to get red flagged on some shit and having to fucking fix everything as he's going through your shit. Knowing your guys can't, if you get a vehicle red flag, you can't work, and that's what I've been dealing with the last 2 days. And it's real. I've been like a fucking long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs, nervous as fuck.
That would be like me having to deal with OSHA showing up on site.
So it's that's what it's been like, and unfortunately for him, he had some bad news dropped on him today, and he won't be back till Monday, which is a breather for me, but give me a chance to catch up on some things, and that's why I'm here tonight, fucking getting drunk. So anyway, I'm not nervous right now. I'm
Don't need to be
half-assed fucking drunk on everybody right now, but that's my nervous spiel.
I think
I'm nervous.
The most nervous I've ever been was honestly today, all day, from the time I woke up to
today was rough.
To the time we all left the hospital to go all meet at dinner. I was nervous all day that Grandma would choose today to pass away. Not to bring the mood down, but with her whole family there, I thought that would be her perfect time to go, and I was really nervous about it all day. I told several people about it, or told a lot of people about it. So, that's where, in 32 years of life, and all the things I've done, that was the most nervous, because I haven't dealt with that as an adult. So, that was nervous for a job interview is one thing, nervous, because a manager wants to talk to you at work is one thing, but, I've never been met with that. So, that was the most.
That's what I was trying to get at earlier, is you're not supposed to be. There's a generational gap there that you're not accounting for.
And I don't think it's up to her. I think it's up to the good Lord whenever He's ready to take her.
But
it's going to happen.
Just in the back of my mind, I told Toby this morning when I talked to him, is I had anxiety all night. I told Angie I woke up crying about it. That it's, was on my mind that, to Grandma, tomorrow, I was thinking about last night, today would be the perfect time for her to choose to say goodbye, because we were all there. Except for Mike and Char, unfortunately, and Tammy. But
if she could, I'm sure she would have.
Still,
listening, she's knowing who was there. I know she realized I was there, especially right before I left, because I had her open her eyes up, and she knew it was me. But like I said, it's we know what she wishes for, and we know that when he's ready for her, he's gonna make
to answer the question. That was a totally different kind of nervous, right? I haven't, as an adult, I have not experienced.
I'll tell you an awkward story related here that may not mean anything. Maybe it means everything to you. I don't know. So I went up there Monday with the intention of, I don't know where you are in the process, But I want you to understand, people are listening. You know, people are listening, and you can still have good moments, and we can still laugh, and we can still, no matter where you are in the process, we can still be okay. So I go in there initially, and I quickly realize when I get in the room, she's hurt herself. You know, she's fallen. She's not exactly where she's supposed to be. They probably haven't correctly diagnosed this hit on the head, all that stuff. So I sat there and I held her hand for a while, and I talked to her, and we're upbeat, and she's sharp as a whip. You know, she's there. And then she's talking to Weldon. She's talking, you know, to the youngest, which makes sense because she keeps talking to kids and about kids and everything. And I step away, and I'm talking to my mom for a minute, and I come back. And when I come back, it's a different experience. Like the fight has gone a bit. It's like the holding on, the giving a damn, the everything that was there, it's gone a bit.
The will.
It's, I mean, and I think the head injury helped a lot when I was there that night. So the absence, you're talking and then it's just nothing. She's not there. I can see it in her face. But the thing is, I'm still sitting by her bed and I'm holding her hand, right? Because she reaches for it and she's holding my hand, and that's the first thing that happens. That's what you expect. So what you're not expecting as a person in that situation is that the person gets to a point where they're making this weird face and you don't understand what's going on, and they pull their hand away. And that will undoubtedly be my last memory. But it's an important one. Yes. Because she knows better than anyone. At the end, you're going to be there by yourself. Mm-hmm. And you can't hold her hand through it. You know what I mean? And maybe in the moment, she just wants everyone to go away, and that's all it really is. You know, she wants less, like, don't touch me, whatever it is. But you reached out for my hand to begin with. Right. So it's a...
She loved her Shaner.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
No, she loved everybody. She loves everybody.
She loves her Shaner. Let me rephrase that.
We're all still here. It's all fine, and we're all headed.
Kids.
We're all headed that direction. So, I think the important point is, as far as nervousness goes, the end of the ride, how it's going to end, any of that, it's definitely one of the things that you shouldn't be nervous about. Because no matter what, people are, I'm going to walk away with you pulling your hand away from me at the very end.
And it's crazy story you're telling, and like, we're talking about nervousness, and she's not nervous at all.
Yeah,
she's just
exactly.
Like, I know where I'm going. Yeah. I know what I've done.
Yeah. And I'm not going to feel bad about it. That's what I'm saying. If you're at the end of your rope, if that's where you are, if that's what this is, don't. That's one of the times you should feel the least nervous in your life. I don't know why we're down this rabbit hole. I'm sorry. Our last beer is the Hefeweizen from Shiner.
Hefeweizen.
Again,
get you a little
I want to say for the umpteenth time today, life is a beautiful ride.
5.4.
May we all be so lucky.
Absolutely.
From the bottom of our Sprayberry hearts, we're sorry for being so deep and emotional.
Yeah.
I like grapes.
Question: what food stuff would you most likely grow in a garden? This actually, compared to the rest of them, smells hoppy off the top.
Brisket.
Brisket? You get the oil?
No, I'm talking about growing in a garden.
You grow brisket in a garden? Here, piggy pig. Eat all the rest of that shit.
Green beans. My favorites.
I know. I'm saying, like, eat the plants. You know what I mean? Eat the plants in the garden.
This tastes
We'll make
like
brisket out of it.
this tastes like a watered down version of the Czech style that we just had.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost disappointing.
It's weak. Like Toby.
Lame, man.
It's pretty hoppy for a Hefeweizen. That having been said, I mean, if it was in a row of...
I don't even want to drink it.
I'm going to.
You know, I drink all of my shit. I don't give a damn. Pitch in it for all I care. I'm gonna drink it.
In a blind taste test, like if you said this was Hefeweizen, I'm not expecting the hoppiness. It's a little overly hopped for a Hefeweizen. That having been said,
It is hoppy.
as a hoppy beer, oh man, I think it's pretty exquisite. I would still sit at the 7 on this one.
I'm not gonna go that high.
I'm gonna go decent. It's just it's weaker than the Czech style beer. Kosmos. It's weaker than all of those. It's very it's comparable in taste, but just not as good. I'm gonna go with a 5.
Yeah.
It's wheat too. It's supposed to have a hint of clover honey and orange and lemon peels.
I
could
can
just-
taste some of that.
I see the orange.
Well, the bottle's pretty.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. Much more than just hop. It's just when you say Hefeweizen and then you taste hoppiness, hop oil.
Which one did I like
What
the
you focus
most?
on?
I don't fucking know.
Cream ale?
Yeah, that one.
I guess I'm gonna go with fucking 5 too. It's just it's kind of just there, you know.
Yeah.
It's decent.
It'll get you drunk.
I'm already drunk.
Yeah.
Fucking done half this show with my eyes closed, you know, just sitting there looking at the camera. Shane's gonna get a kick out of this one. Somebody wake that motherfucker up.
It's all right. You want to sleep on the camera? That's your forte.
I'm gonna go with a 4. It's weak. It's watered down. I feel like it's one of those beers you have in like a 16-ounce cup and add a shot to it, kind of like you do with Red's
Okay.
Apple and a shot of Fireball, or for a flame.
Shot of Fireball.
For a flame.
Okay,
apple.
so hold
You
up.
know, it's
I've
just
not
like one of those-
experienced
It
this.
needs something.
We apparently need to drink more often because Red's Apple Ale with a shot of Fireball?
What?
That seems insane.
That sounds
Flaming
good as
See,
fuck.
back in our day, it
Hold on
was Jaeger.
now. Who's got
Inside of
Fireball?
That's
Toby's idea of a good drink back in
But
the day
it
was
just
like,
seems like one of
dare
those
me to drink
beers
some
that you need to add something
Everclear.
to
Fuck.
it. You know.
When Blue used to drink, what was it?
Who's got some
cinnamon
Fireball?
Damn hot.
Hot
That's-
damn. Hot damn.
Yeah, he used to like that.
Who's got Fireball?
none of us. We're
I
drinking
have
beer.
vanilla.
No, it's alright.
Crown Vanilla ain't bad.
Hey, I had your wife do a shot of Crown earlier.
It's
What-
okay.
what's the
We'll give
question
her
for
another
this
one.
What food stuff would you grow in a garden? Most likely.
Yeah, look, she ain't out quite there
If I'm
yet.
growing a
We'll
garden-
give her another one.
That was at the restaurant.
I'd probably say like zucchini,
Cheers.
squash, something like that.
Chug.
Zucchini make
Your
pickle.
daughter made it home safe.
I like to grill zucchini. I like it. I like squash.
You like girls in bikinis.
You got
Girls
to.
in bikinis.
You like boys
Is
in
that Lee
bikinis?
Bryce?
Speedos, huh?
That's Brian.
You subscribe to.
Brian doesn't wear speedos.
But yeah, I like the zucchini.
Why are you thinking
stuff
about
like
that?
that?
I
Like
don't wear shit.
I don't really want tomato. Maybe some okra,
Okay.
or something like that. That would be my garden.
Well, I try every year. I do, man. I fucking try my garden. We got a lot of them peckers, them zucchinis last
Peckers.
year.
Eric loves
And I had
Pecker.
4.
Did some of them disappear?
I had 4 good fucking tomato plants out there,
I'm sorry.
and we used to get real good fucking watermelons. I don't know what's happened, but we used to that first year we did watermelons. We had like 10 or 15
No,
watermelons.
the first
out of
one
there.
weighed 27 pounds.
Them motherfuckers
First
were good.
watermelon. Took both the boys to bring it in.
We haven't been
It
able to
was so
fucking
good.
make
27 pounds.
grow watermelon since, but we've done good on the zucchini and squash and
Lemon, peaches, grapes.
well, them fuckers are dead.
I could eat a peach for hours.
Oranges.
Nobody brought them in.
Peach.
Green beans are my favorite.
How do you grow oranges? This ain't Florida.
Orange tree
We have an orange tree.
Oh.
and a
I
lemon
feel
tree.
like people laugh at you when you say green beans, but like
Oh
real
my gosh.
fresh grown green beans.
You
There's
can't keep
some- yeah,
Carson
you
and I
can't.
out of them. We're picking
We-
them and eating them.
We
It's
container grow
exquisite.
them
So good.
green beans. Oh, the rest of
Squash,
it's in ground. So.
cantaloupe, okra. I thought the bigger the okra got, it was better. Yeah, no.
Don't let that okra get too big.
Nope.
About that
And
big.
don't
Yes.
don't grow the okra that has the
Sometimes small.
spines. Get spineless
Yeah.
okra.
Yes, because that stuff sticks in your hands. I don't care if you wear gloves.
Bigger isn't
The
always
corn
better.
you have to grow in
Not
two
when it comes
rows.
to food.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
because they have to pollinate each
that's
other.
very true.
I was like, okay, yeah, we had to.
Well, we're
learn
gonna
that the hard
pollinate
way.
later, so don't worry
So,
about
but
that.
yeah, gladiolas, lilies.
Pollination.
How you doing, flowers? I'm gonna say I'm sorry. I went
You eat fucking flowers?
random critiquing there at the end.
You can.
Butternut squash for me because what I remember about my grandmother would can all sorts of things for the winter, but butternut squash was a big deal, and so when it was cooked, it was a big deal. Like you brown sugar, butter, cook this because it wasn't going to last.
Yeah.
And something about like I have not really had it much as an adult where someone actually cooks a butternut squash in a way that makes sense to my taste buds the way that it did when I was young. So butternut squash, brown sugar, butter,
Butternut.
fresh. Yep, butternut squash,
We used to do straight neck squash.
straight dick squash.
Yep.
I bet you did squash that dick.
Hard as rock. Yep.
I think for vegetables, yellow squash and zucchini.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah,
I
they
love
good,
a squash
alright.
casserole.
Yeah, sure.
You know.
Yeah.
Man,
But as far as like fruit goes, I think cantaloupe and watermelon.
oh,
That's all. Like I mean, if I
salted.
could grow that, a little bit of salt,
We had cantaloupe a
I'd be
couple years
happy
ago. Yeah.
for the rest of
I
my
can make a
days.
lasagna with zucchini
Mhm.
instead of pasta.
Mm.
Exquisite. These bottles are empty, by the way, so I think that's gonna do it. Help us
What?
keep the combo going. We'll see you next time for another round at
The Banter Bar. Peace, beer snobs.
Good night, bitches.
I'll just leave you a little sip in case you want to go back.
appreciate the sip. I think I could drink quite a bit of this.
I just want to see how it feels in my mouth.
I guess we'll see you next time.
On the Banter Bar.